Hey, what's up everybody? So good to be back with the weekly Panini Weekend Review. I took a week off because last week was extremely slow and there really wasn't anything to cover, but we are back and we have a lot of updates. So I'm really excited to go over. We have new pack drops, new challenges, as well as a lot of marketplace updates, and there's been a Panini interview where we kind of got a sneak peek at the future and it looks very promising. So can't wait to get into all that with you right now. So over the last 2 weeks, we only had one challenge in, and that was the Juan Soto Silver Parallel, and this ended with 67 completions, and so you can buy that in the auction or public gallery. If you didn't get one, you had to collect 10 of these Silver Parallels to earn that. The one new challenge that is active is the Conor McGregor Color Blast Challenge. Now, we knew this was coming in advance, and I actually created a video on how to prepare for this challenge. Now, it is live, and so you have to collect 15 of the base cards, which you can see right here. I got all mine 15 done, and then you have to collect 10 of the Color Blast cards as well, which are numbered out of 250, and those Color Blast cards are coming on Monday next week. We'll get into that shortly. So if you collect all of these cards and hold it until the end of the timer, you'll get the Conor McGregor Color Blast insert card. Now, if you watched my How to Prepare for the Conor McGregor Color Blast Challenge video, you know that I said that it was most likely that they were going to use the concourse base cards, which they ended up doing. And so I told you that my top recommendation was to build out that base set while it was on the cheap, where you can get them for like, $2 each. And they ended up using 15 of these concourse base cards. So if you went ahead and did that, you got a head start and you're not having to pay, $7, $8, $9, $10 per card. Next week is all about the UFC packs. We're gonna have 3 different pack drops. The inserts are the Color Blasts, and then we're gonna have the golds and the gold vinyls. And so here's what it says. If you happen to miss out on the first wave of the Panini UFC Select cards, you're not alone. The launch was overwhelmingly well received, and cards in the first wave sold out quickly. The good news is, of course, the second wave is just around the corner. So it says, in fact, it launches on Monday on the heels of a certain buzz that will be caused by Saturday's UFC 266 pay-per-view. By the way, going to watch UFC 266 right after this, can't wait. Be awesome. The fun starts at 10 a.m. with the launch of the Gold Prism Parallel Packs at $149, featuring 9 base cards and 1 Gold Prism numbered to 10. So same day on Monday, you have the Gold Prism Parallels, and then right after at 3 p.m. the wildly popular Color Blast Pack launch. $15 with packs that include 2 base cards and 1 Color Blast insert numbered to 250. The grand finale arrives on Tuesday at 10 a.m. with the launch of the Gold Vinyl Prism Packs that include 9 base cards and 1 Gold Vinyl Prism, 1 out of 1 parallel. These packs will be offered via Dutch auction format, with the price dropping every 5 minutes until the packs are gone. So on Monday morning, we have 2 pack drops. First up is the Gold Parallels with out of 10, and then we have the Color Blasts, which are out of 250, which you need to collect for the Conor McGregor challenge. The next day on Tuesday, you have the Gold Vinyl 1 out of 1s, and those are going to be sold via Dutch auction. Starts at $750. Price decreases every 5 minutes. You buy where you're comfortable. I believe the floor is going to be $200. That's what it was for the last 2, for the NBA and the baseball. And who knows where it's going to sell out. I believe I'm going off of memory here, but I believe that it was in the 500s that the NBA sold out, and baseball sold out in the mid to just around the 250 level. I would guess that the UFC is going to be somewhere in that range, probably in the 400s, maybe the high 300s, somewhere in there. I don't follow this as closely because these are really out of my range. I'm not a big gambler. I don't pay big money for those types of packs, so I'm going to skip this one out. But for those of you that do, I wouldn't necessarily take a snap at it at $750. I kind of wait a little bit. But if you wait until the 400s, you might actually miss out. Those could even go in the low 500s is a possibility for sure. If you follow me on Twitter at BusinessJeremy, you don't have to wait for the weekly Panini update. I also give commentary on pack drops and news when it comes. And so here's my comments on the 2 pack drops. The UFC Gold Parallel will be available Monday, September 27th at $149. Here's a pack value breakdown. So this is not talking about resale. This is talking about how much it costs per card inside the pack. The 9 base cards are worth $30. That's equivalent to 3 base packs, which sold for $10 each. And so that means that the remaining, since the packs sell for $149, that 1 gold parallel is out of 10 and it costs $119. That is the pack value. And so keep that in mind on the secondary market. The pack value of the out of 10 card is $119. And so my commentary on it is these packs will have a low probability of breaking even, and thus the packs are only for those who like to gamble. For those wanting to collect the golds who aren't trying to roll for a Habib or a Conor, it's better to scoop them up on the secondary market at a significant discount. The average non-superstar baseball gold sells for about $20 to $25. The average non-superstar basketball gold sells for $40 to $45. My guess is you should be able to buy about 75% of the UFC gold cards under $50 on the secondary market after. So if you're just looking to pick up some cards of fighters you like and you're not looking for like those top 5 players and you're not trying to high roll to get a card that's worth thousands of dollars, you can probably pick them up on the secondary market at a significant discount to that $119. I am a value-oriented investor. That's what I like to do. I like buying things cheap and selling high. I don't like taking gambles to get huge hits. I like the safe investment. That's my style, but that's not everybody's style. So if you have kind of like that gambler mentality with the packs and you like to go search for that high roll, hey, that's the information that you need to know. Now, when I originally posted this information about the Color Blast, they had the time way before the gold pack drops. So they actually changed it, and now it's going to come after the gold, so you can ignore the first statement about it being earlier. I said they will sell for $15 and include 1 Color Blast parallel and 2 base cards. So here's the pack value. 2 base cards are worth $5, $2.50 each, and the 1 parallel is worth $10. And so you can kind of keep that in mind, guys. If you obviously in the aftermarket, somebody's selling a Color Blast card of a really good player around that $10, that is fair value. Or if they're selling, one that has like a 2-digit serial around there, that's a good deal. You can kind of use that as the baseline. That the pack value is worth $10, so anything around that or below, you're getting a deal. Anything above that, you're paying a premium. But it's okay to pay a premium on something that's going to sell out very fast, that there's more demand for. And especially because it's a highly valued challenge, the Conor McGregor challenge. So you will end up having to pay a lot more than $10 for most of these cards, especially any of the 10 cards that's in the challenge as well as the superstars. It's extremely stacked. But here's what I said. These will be wildly EV+. Everyone will probably make money, but some much more than others. Jon Jones and Habib are the 2 big pack hits, and neither is a challenge card. The 10 cards needed for the Conor challenge will be highly sought after too. Jon Jones especially is going to be one of the most valuable ones because not only is he one of the best fighters in the world, but he does not have a base card. And he's the only one who doesn't have a base card. So if you want a Jon Jones UFC NFT from the very first set, it's only out of 250, only in this Color Blast challenge, and will be highly sought after. I said I bolded the challenge cards and the challenge reward. The non-bold are hits with no utility, and they are all superstars. Zhang Weili, in my opinion, is the only moderate hit. The rest are bona fide superstars. These will sell out in minutes at most. Get them if you can. So if you go to this Twitter post, you'll see I have bolded the cards you need for the challenge. And then the ones that are non-bolded are absolute superstars. So they have like intrinsic value because they are the best of the best MMA fighters. And so this is an extremely stacked set, high value. Everybody who gets packs should make money. and get them if you can. So we have some marketplace updates, which I'm really excited about. Panini's done a great job with these updates. The very first that they did was kind of tweak the design to where the serial number and the rarity is highlighted. And so we have the serial number here, and the background is shows the rarity. And so the blue is a common, and then the orange is a rare. In addition to that, the red and the green cards for the NBA finally have the serial number displaying. Those were the very first Prism packs that had dropped, and they are all out of 2, the greens, and 3, the reds, but they say on the card debut instead of the serial number. And so you could always still tell the serial number when you were on the page and you looked at the SKU, but now they actually display the serial number here at the front, which is really good. In addition to that, at the very top, you're able to select which sport you want to look at right here, which is really helpful. And then we got a lot of new filters, which were so needed. And so if you go through here, you can see the different ones. You have the card set, and you're able to easily just type in, like for example, if you want tie-dye, you start typing it in, you could look at it there. For the team, under the UFC, that gives you the different weight classes. Of course, if you're looking at the NBA or baseball, you'll have their actual team that they play for, and then athlete as well. Serial number was a new one here, and so if you want to just go ahead and say, hey, I only want to look at serials which have, number 10 or less, you can easily put that in and then just isolate those, which is extremely helpful. You can do that for the minimum number or the maximum. You can also search rarity, put in price both for the bid or the buy it now as far as the min and the max, and then this last one here, card type, is about ones that you have for auction. In addition to that, over here at the top where we have sorting, you can actually sort now by serial number in addition to the other ones which we already had, so that's also very helpful. In addition to that, we also have club sales as well as some other neat features that help us to price things out. And so I'll give this example of this Allen Iverson card here. And so we have this whole new box is new, and right here you can see the lowest sale and the top sale. Of course, this one was just pulled from a pack. There was no previous sale, so nothing displays there. But the main two features are these two buttons here, view sales history and view other listings. These are so helpful and so important. And so if I'm wondering here, like, hey, is this worth $290, this number 52? Before you had to go, under blockchain, NFT sales, you had to go select baseball, pick the card. It took quite a few steps to go find it. But here you can just click on view sales history very, very quickly. Before I show you the most helpful, you can also go into listing history and it'll show you what was there at the bottom. But of course, this one here is just pulled from a pack. But sale history, I like using the recent sales more than the top sales. And so you can see right here, a number 40 cereal sold for $35 on September 19th. And then 2 days ago, a number 63 cereal sold for $50. And so I know that, hey, these have been recently selling in that $35 to $50 range, and therefore, the 200 plus is an overpayment, and I wouldn't be interested in that. Of course, you can look at the top sales too, but you got to remember, normally at the top, you're also going to have like the best serial numbers, like the jersey number, the number ones, as well as sometimes you get those sales which people bought very early when people were still trying to figure out the pricing, and sometimes you have some very high ones. And so if you want to use the top sales, I sometimes find it easier or better to go down to the bottom and see the lowest sales. And so I can see that the lowest price that anyone's paid is for a number 15, and that's a $45. Somebody also got a 64 for $45. You get the point. You can come here and you look and you can say, okay, well look, the minimum price that people are paying is $45. A lot of the sales are in the $50 range, and then when you get to 70 plus, you're really looking at single digit serial numbers. And so that will really help you with the pricing, and so that will kind of help you to make an informed decision if you want to buy this or not. The other thing you can do is with the club listings, you can say, okay, well, maybe this one's out of my price range, but I would like to buy one for, $60 or less. So is there one that's currently available? And so you can click on your view other listings, and you can see there's also a number 64, which has a current bid of $68 and an $88 buy it now. And so if that was enticing to you, you could go ahead and click on that one and go make a bid on that particular card. And so that's really helpful. And there you can see this one here ended up selling earlier for $45, and so that one was a previous purchase. And finally, as far as marketplace updates, Brett Whitley from Panini did this interview with Luca Nation. It was an extremely informative and helpful interview, so I'd encourage you to watch it all. But I just want to show you some of the most exciting and promising clips with regards to the NFTs. So the very first clip is they talk about how they're working on a burn mechanic, and this was something that Topps did early, where you could burn some base cards and craft a special rare pack, and that was a very exciting thing. It worked really well, and so Panini has this in mind, and they're looking to see if they can kind of do the same thing as well.
One thing that we're definitely looking into for future type build outs and stuff is a burn type mechanic. We've been it's definitely in the pipeline for something to work, but say we want to offer an exclusive pack or something like that down the line that maybe even gets you access to an event, or you using UFC as a perfect example with packs coming out again next week. Let's take a set like Color Blast this year, and next year we have that burn mechanic built in where we tell you to take 5 of your Color Blast cards, burn them where it removes them from the chain. You get some kind of a token or something like that, like a Panini token, that then could enter you into a pack draw for some exclusive parallel that we are throwing out there next year, that maybe even within that pack we've put in some kind of a golden ticket or something like that, that's fight tickets to a UFC event or exclusive fight pass access for a year or something like that. I mean, the UFC has been an absolutely tremendous partner for us in these early stages, to where they're giving us access to things like this that we will hopefully be able to include in some of our offerings within the NFT space. But
the other thing is they did say that football NFT packs are going to be coming, but they're not imminent, and so they're going to do a couple things before they release those.
Is football now not happening this season? Is football going to be a next season thing, or is football going to be released? If you know.
I will tell you, as of right now, football is in the works, is coming. I can't give an exact date yet of when it's coming, but it is coming. I mean, we definitely are in the space right now with our 101s, the Dutch auctions. Those are happening as we speak, if they haven't ended yet for this week. So we're definitely in the space with football NFTs, and we'll continue to be there in form or fashion. It's just going to be a little bit longer for some maybe packs to drop for that.
UFC Chronicles is going to be coming in NFT form as well. The physical drops at the beginning of October, and so hopefully we don't have to wait very long. Probably sometime in October we'll have those in pack form as well. And they did say that they're looking to also incorporate autograph cards into packs as well.
Later this year we'll actually introduce Chronicles to UFC as a pack offering later this year. That one, you're just going to get a full mixture of any and all of the Panini brands and brand history there. And, starting next year, we're planning on adding, autograph elements to the cards.
They are working on crypto payments, and so that's really important, as there's a lot of money that's tied up into crypto, where people make big money, on Ethereum or, with NFT sales, and they would love to invest some of that money. They don't have US dollars, but they do have crypto money. And so they said that they wouldn't be implementing it for the auctions, but they would do it for like the public gallery buy it nows. And so they are working on that mechanic, and that's great because that will unlock some extra buyers, some extra free money to invest in the Panini ecosystem.
But I'm curious, like a MetaMask implementation or crypto payments, right? Because it's tough to deal with PayPal, frankly. I said that you don't have to, So where do you stand on that? Where are you guys at with this roadmap of crypto payments, MetaMask, and integrating it into like that stuff?
100% we're trying to get that stuff implemented. The big thing with that stuff is, and we even had conversations staying late yesterday and talking through some of that stuff. When we do implement it, because of how crypto works as far as transactionally, it's probably not be implemented in the auction space on the site. It will be more as a buy it now feature. So it may even be something where the marketplace then even takes another look to it, where you still have the auctions. In order to do the auctions, we will still be tied to PayPal for something like that. But when it comes to the kind of what we call the public gallery section, we may even have a third section now that is just strictly a crypto buy it now section, where we'll be able to let people exchange crypto payments. And I believe, depending on the company that we end up going with as that crypto payment processing, for lack of a actual tech-based term for it, I believe they said yesterday, if I'm not mistaken, in that meeting, that the one they're looking at using will be able to take up to 26 different cryptos as far as exchanging.
The last clip I wanted to show you is how they're creatively thinking about challenges. I just love this example they give of the NFL and just a challenge idea that they had. And so I just love how they're thinking outside the box, not just doing what they've always done, but they want to look at what are fun and interactive ways to do it. So this made me really, really bullish. You know, just hearing about like burn mechanics and these kind of fun ideas, I'm really excited for the future. And just know that, you know, the cards that we're buying right now, while everything is slow and there's not a lot of people who are involved. By the way, they did say in this interview that there's about 12 to 15,000 collectors, and that's compared to like Top Shot, which I think has about 500,000 collectors. And so we're very early, we're a really small community right now, but just knowing that as I introduce more of these mechanics and challenges, we're going to be having future value that we don't see right now. And so you know, that if that's not an incentive to, you know, buy more cards and have a bigger collection now while things are cheap, you know, I don't know what will be. So check that clip right now.
We're in there with those guys for 2 or 3 hours a day right now, just spitballing, brainstorming, anything and everything you can think of as it pertains to blockchain and features that we want to see. Things like we've talked about adding like a contest, you know, specifically with the NFL season going on, where, you know, you take your, you know, a base mosaic card that maybe you pulled from a pack and say you've got all 30 quarterbacks listed there, and you just tell us, you know, maybe you have some kind of UI that shows what quarterback you think is going to throw for the most yards this week, and you take your card, and you have to have that card in your collection though at the time in order to pick that player. So with that group being here, we've gone over just several different new features and stuff. I can tell you, as of yesterday, they're putting that roadmap together with our VP of tech, and they're kind of deciding what features are next in line after the last couple that they've implemented over the next couple of weeks.
Okay guys, before we end, as we do every week, let's go over some of the top sales in each of the 3 sports. So for baseball, we got some golds and gold vinyls that are the top sellers. So the Ohtani 1 of 1 sold for $15,000. That was the gold vinyl a few days ago. That was a huge sale. Then we got a Mike Trout and Ohtani out of 10. Those are both just random serial numbers for $3,000 and $1,200. And then we got a series of other gold vinyls that sold. We got the Bo Bichette, Acuna Jr., Freeman, Rodriguez, Bohm, Judge, all selling in that, you know, $600 to $1,200 range. For the UFC, the top sale was a Francis Ngannou, number 1 out of 49. This is a tie-dye, and that was $500. Then we got some more of the Habib Challenge Reward Global Icons, 3-digit serials that sold for about $200. We got 2 of the Conor McGregor Global Icons that sold for $155 and $175. And then some of the other ones were some tie-dyes, Nate Diaz, Habib, Hazmat Shemaya, that kind of sold in that $100 to $150 range. Only the Nate Diaz was a single-digit serial. So those were some of the top sales for the UFC. And finally, for basketball, the top sale was a Giannis Color Blast out of 69. It sold for just $1,000. I believe that is a price dip, but you would expect that because the utility is gone in the LaMelo Ball challenge ending. Luka and James Harden, we got the Luka was a silver, number 3 at $800, and the James Harden was a number 1 out of 10 at $760. Also got the Morant Color Blast, number 32 for $626. LeBron's Blue Circles, number 93 cereal for $602. And then it looks like somebody went on, we got quite a few of the Luka and LaMelo's Blue Circles. So one LaMelo, number 88, sold for $600. The others sold for $500. That was in number 87. So someone saved $100. And then we had a couple of the Lukas, number 51, 52, 44, and they sold all in that $500 to $525 range. Before we end, guys, I want to go over the poll that I left you with the last video, and that was about which of the cards would you rather have, the LaMelo Ball Master Challenge, which was out of 62, or the LeBron James Silver Parallel out of 84. And what I said was pretend that they're the same serial number that you pull. And so 55% of you said that you would prefer to have the LeBron James. Well, guys, that's it for me now. I'm going to go over to my buddy's house and watch UFC 266. That's it for me. Remember, Monday and Tuesday we got pack drops. Until next time, peace out.